Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Garrett Gillette. I'm a pro photographer in the Chicagoland area, and today I'm out trying to figure out if less can be more. If you've seen my channel or any of my other videos, you'll know that I'm out with a big Shimoda backpack, my D850, D500, 2 or 3 different lenses, couple of different tripods, the whole thing. Today I am just out, trusty D850 and a 50mm lens, and that is it. Nothing else, no other decisions to make. And I'm in the town of Woodstock, Illinois. Woodstock, Illinois, made famous for the movie Groundhog Day was shot here with Bill Murray and Andy McDowell. And so I'm up here with a buddy of mine. We're just doing some small town street photography. Do you need to have all that gear with you, or can you get by with one camera, one lens, and make some good images? It's like 10 degrees up here. It's really cold. The morning sun is creating some beautiful long shadows, and I think that's what I'm going to go after today. The cobblestone roads in Woodstock create a lot of noise when the cars go by, so sorry about that. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it, and let's dive right in. The streets of Woodstock are quiet this morning, and just like in another famous movie town, their clock tower seems to be stuck too. I mean, time's not important. Who cares about having the right time? Vegas doesn't even have clocks. I was immediately drawn to these long shadows on the cobblestone streets, and like George Costanza with a brand new pair of corduroys, I swooshed right over there to get a shot of it. Listen very closely in the background, you'll hear a sound that echoes the weight of years gone by. Yes, those are the grunting sounds of Robert Waters Photography as he gets up off the cold cobblestone road. Our knees aren't what they used to be, but getting down on both knees and bending over helped me to get this shot here. It's these cobblestone streets that really remind me of my childhood growing up and visiting my grandparents in Springfield, Illinois. Shot in the bag and no grunting from this old man as he gets up. And then Robert decides he's gonna get back in on the fun. I then found myself very intrigued by this alleyway. The light was interesting, and there was this old-fashioned movie theater at the very end of it, so I took a couple of shots. Definitely like sepia for this image, just for the nostalgic feel and warmth that it gives. One of the things I love most about shooting street photography is the lighting conditions. I love to get into the downtown area in the morning or the late afternoon, because then I can capture those long shadows. I just love the long shadows. I love shooting into the sun and capturing those long shadows as they come towards my lens. So that's what I'm trying to do. I just also love capturing the quiet moments of the downtown area, if you will, the things you don't normally see if you're just walking around. So I try to capture those, and like a lot of the famous street photographers, what I try to do, and I'm not good at it, but what I do try to do is get images that have layers, right? Interest in the foreground, midground, background. I know we try to do that in all of our images, but it's one of the things I try to do, and still learning, but trying to get better at it. I was immediately drawn to the reflection and long shadows coming right at me, and obviously the cobblestone streets was going to add some interest. And then you have the red awning and the yellow sign and just the old bricks. It's just a really cool little scene. So that's what I was seeing, and hopefully I got it. That lady was not at all happy that I was out in the road. And then this happened. Thank you, I appreciate that. Well, that was nice, wasn't it? It's always nice when the people don't want to run you over. Alright, so let's get back to trying to take that picture.
How you doing?
Or not.
Great.
The people of the Midwest have a natural curiosity about them.
I'm out taking street photography pictures. I'm out taking street photography pictures. Yeah, well, YouTube channel.
Well, that went on for a while, but before the light totally changed and got worse, I did manage to snap off a couple of shots, and here they are. So here's two very similar compositions. I like them both. I love the light. Let me know which one you like better. Small towns we have here in the Midwest just have so much charm and nostalgia and character, and it's a great challenge to try to capture that on video or film or digital. I fell in love with this next scene. As you can see, the beautiful shadows, cobblestone roads, and the reflections. This one pretty much had it all. Sometimes everything seems to just come together for you at the same time, and for me, this is definitely one of those times. The light, the tones, the textures, the symmetry, the overall scene. I just love this image. Here's the scene live again, so you can see how amazing those shadows really were, but also how harsh the light was and how bright those reflections were. So it took some processing to get this image exactly how I wanted it, and I did that in Silver Efex Pro. And if you're interested, I have a few other compositions of this scene on my Instagram page at Garrick Gillette Photography on Instagram. And as it often happens in small town street photography, we ran into a few locals that wanted to help us out and point us in the right direction. And I was fortunate enough to snap off a couple of images of this gentleman before we left him. This is shot at 1/500th of a second at f4.5, and you can tell the light was really bright on his face when I made this shot. Added a little more blur to the background of the old man walking down the street, and did a little dodging and burning on the reflection in the foreground. I've gotten a little more courageous lately with regards to shooting people inside buildings and shooting them through the glass windows, so here's a couple images from this trip that I actually got doing that. The strong shadows pointing right at the subject, as well as the strong highlights on the glass or the cup that he was drinking out of, kind of made this image for me. Ran into the restaurant and asked this lady if it was okay if I took her picture, and she was cool with it. I like this shot a lot. I just wish I had a polarizer so I could have gotten rid of some of those strong reflections. Aside from the photography part, the best thing about doing small town photography, meeting the people, and doing that in the local coffee shops. And at this point of the day, we were tired, we were cold, and we were hungry. So the coffee shop was the perfect place to stop in. But after sitting for just only a few minutes, if that, some of us start to get antsy, start looking at their D850 sitting on the table in front of them, and then start looking around the coffee shop to see what they can shoot.
Alright everybody, hey, thank you very much for stopping by the channel and watching the video. No better place to wrap this thing up than right outside of the coffee shop where we just enjoyed a beautiful cup of coffee and all kinds of hospitality. They didn't mind us sitting in there and warming up and taking a few images, so it was fun. But sometimes you can get away with less. Sometimes less is actually more, and we were able to get some good shots today, looking into the sun, getting those long shadows, getting that saturated colors from the long shadows and the morning light. So just a great day here in Woodstock, Illinois. So again, thank you all for stopping by the channel. I really appreciate it. My name is Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. Oh, and don't forget, you guys know the drill. Like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't, ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.